Imagine this. You marry a man who has nothing. No home, no car, no money, not even proper clothes. Everyone laughs at you, calls you crazy, tells you you've ruined your life. And then one day, you find out the man you married is actually a billionaire. Sounds unreal, right? Well, this is the story of Julia and Sam. And trust me, it will give you chills. If you've ever believed that real love still exists in this world, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready. One afternoon, Julia was walking through the city park with a few friends. But then, Julia's eyes caught something unusual. On one of the benches sat a man. His clothes were torn, his hair messy, and he looked like he hadn't had a proper meal in days. People passed by quickly, some even laughed, and others looked at him with disgust. That man was Sam. Something about him made Julia stop. While everyone else only saw a homeless man, Julia saw something different. She couldn't explain it, but there was a certain depth in his eyes, an honesty that pulled her in. She walked up to him, offering a bottle of water. Sam looked at her, surprised. "Why are you being kind to me?" he asked softly. "People usually run away when they see me." Julia smiled gently. "Because humanity isn't defined by clothes or money. It's defined by the heart. That one moment changed everything." Over the next few weeks, Julia saw Sam again and again in the park. To her surprise, sometimes he would be sitting with a book in his hand. Not just any book, but rare, deep books about philosophy, business, even classic literature. Julia was shocked. How could a man with nothing be so educated, so thoughtful? Their conversations grew longer. Sam never shared much about his past. He only said that life had been unfair to him, and he had lost everything. Yet there was no bitterness in his voice, only calmness and wisdom. Julia couldn't stop thinking about him. Soon, she realized she was falling for him. When Julia told her friends about Sam, they couldn't believe it. "Are you out of your mind?" one of them snapped. "You're planning to be with a homeless guy? Do you want to ruin your life?" Her family wasn't supportive either. They worried she would regret it, that she was making the biggest mistake of her life. But Julia stood firm. "I don't love his money," she said. "I love his soul." Against all odds, Julia married Sam. The wedding was simple. No big dresses, no luxury venue, no grand celebrations. Just two souls committing to each other. Guests whispered, some even laughed behind their backs. "What a joke," they said. "She threw her future away for a beggar." But Julia didn't care. She had chosen her path. Days turned into weeks, and Julia and Sam's bond grew stronger. But then one evening, Sam sat her down. His eyes were serious. "Julia," he said, "there's something I need to tell you." The truth about who I really am, Julia, frowned, confused. "What do you mean?" Sam pulled out an old, worn-out wallet. From it, he slid out a sleek black business card. On it was his full name, followed by the title, Founder and CEO. Before Julia could process it, Sam dialed a number on his phone. Within minutes, several luxury cars pulled up outside. Men in tailored suits stepped out, rushing toward Sam with respect. They greeted him with bows and formal titles. Julia's heart raced. "Sam," she whispered, stunned. Sam took her hand. "I'm not just a homeless man. I'm actually a billionaire. I built an entire business empire. But I walked away from it for a while. I wanted to know if there was someone in this world who could love me for who I am, not for what I own. And then I found you." Julia's eyes filled with tears. She was in shock, happy, overwhelmed, and speechless all at once. The man she loved, the man everyone mocked, was actually one of the wealthiest men around. And yet, to her, nothing changed. She loved him the same way she did when she thought he had nothing. Word spread quickly. The same friends who laughed at her were now ashamed. The same relatives who scolded her now bragged about how wise she had been. Everyone who once doubted her was silenced. And Julia? She stood by Sam's side, proud and smiling, because her love had been proven true. The sweetest revenge wasn't anger. It wasn't shouting. It was this: living so happily that the world had no choice but to regret doubting her. So, what's the lesson here? That real love doesn't care about money. Real love doesn't need fancy cars, big houses, or designer clothes. It just needs two hearts that see each other's truth. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell us in the comments. Do you think true love like this can still exist in today's world? And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.